are a visionary, an entrepreneur, a business owner. You want to make money from your passion and create the freedom that you've dreamed of. But it's slow. The income is slow, the impact is slow, and the freedom is slow. And here's the kicker. You've actually never been busier. You're working longer than ever, burning through daylight, and your family have forgotten who you are. You're tired and frustrated and you can't even sleep well at night. The business just feels so heavy, and all you ever wanted to do was just make the money you want to make, doing the things that you want to do. And that's where I come in. Hi, if we haven't met yet, my name is Dr. Brooklyn Storm, and I'm the host of the Business Acceleration Podcast, where we shift your business from heavy to light, time poor to time abundant, and from income lack to income growth. We're going to achieve it together with my 20 years experience as a psychologist, helping people just like you to break through their barriers. And we're going to throw in a little of the woo as well. So thank you so much for pushing play today. Let's begin. Hello and welcome to another episode. I'm absolutely excited to talk about today's topic, which is how I turned my no into an H. Yeah. And so what happened was, I can't really recall if it was January, February last year, or perhaps it was November, December the year before. But suffice to say, I was running a group called Manifest Change on Facebook, and it was only a small group. We had about 350 or 400 people in the group. Most of them were professionals, and I was teaching them about the basics of manifesting. I wanted to introduce them to the idea that they could create their own reality through changing their mindset and through taking aligned action, and a whole bunch of other stuff. And so every week we would do all of these exercises, and it was so much fun. And then somebody said to me, hey, you should put all of this together and make a book. So I thought, great idea. And I put together a workbook, and I said, okay, I need some volunteers to try it out. And about 10 people offered to try the book. And I gave it to them with instructions just to follow it to the letter every single day and report back to me at the end with the findings. And I was blown away at the end of the 21 days, because while they were busy doing the activities over this 3-week period, part of me was doubting my book. I was thinking, oh gosh, what if it doesn't work? I hope it does. How are they going with it? And so when they started to give me their feedback, it was very, 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 very exciting, because oh my gosh, people had manifested beyond $1,000. It was crazy. There were people who had manifested, selling and purchasing of homes. There were people who'd manifested overseas trips, people who'd manifested a lot more than the $1,000. Another lady had manifested a relationship, and then that relationship fell by the wayside, and she manifested a second partner, and now they just got married recently. So it was all very exciting. And then at that point, they were saying to me, oh yes, you have to actually publish this book. So I said, okay, I will. And I wasn't sure how to publish a more serious book. So I set about the process of finding out how one publishes a book. And one of the things that I discovered I needed to do was ask somebody to write a foreword, or to ask somebody for what's called an endorsement. So the foreword is the section of the book that's right at the beginning, that's usually written by an authority in the field, that's giving a bit of an explanation or an overview of the topic that the book is speaking about. And an endorsement is when, again, a respected leader in the field writes a paragraph, let's say, or a couple of lines, that's telling the public, you should trust me in what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that this is a really good book because of these reasons. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, who am I going to get to endorse my book? And there was really only one person that came to mind, because I really was working very, very closely following this person, doing their courses, all of this sort of stuff. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to approach them. And that's what I did. And I was so excited because I was on this high of all this positive feedback and all the amazing things that the group had been manifesting. I was on this real high. And then imagine what happens when I come to work and there's an email from the person that I asked for the endorsement from. And the email is just a couple of lines, not even from the person themselves, but from that person's virtual assistant. I mean, it was not nice. And it said, you know, she'd love to be able to help you, but she's just too busy at the moment. And I've felt really crushed by that. And I'm not sure why. I think part of me felt like, wow, you were my idol and you don't have time for me. And, you know, I've reached out to you and I've been vulnerable and it's come back and, you know, bit me and ouch, that hurts and things like this. So I was going through a little bit of that and it didn't feel good. And so I ended up shelving the book. Anyway, what then happened was a little while later, the group closed down because I transformed that group over into what's now the manifesting group for business, which is called Business Acceleration. So all the people from the manifesting group are now in the Business Acceleration group, all going well, fine. And when I was over in LA recently, after I'd finished filming, one of the ladies that I was working with said to me, hey, this book sounds amazing and look at all of these testimonials. Why is it just an ebook, Brooklyn? Like, this is a proper book. You've got to do this as a print book and actually sell it. You need to get this into bookstores or have it online where people can buy it online. You know, do it. And I said to her, oh, I'm just so nervous about it because all of a sudden it brought back all of this rush of, you know, negativity that I'd associated with my experience in the past of asking for an endorsement. I mean, it's always hard to ask for things, isn't it? Even though we tend to give so much to others, when it comes to asking, that's a really hard thing to do. And so then when you ask and the door's closed, that's like even harder, isn't it? And so, yeah, all of this stuff gets triggered up. But I come back to Australia and, you know, she's still telling me, hey, how are you going with the book? Come on, let's get it done. So I thought, yeah, okay, I'm just going to do it. So this is what happened. I started working on the book. I procrastinated a lot because, well, not procrastinated, I guess avoided is the better word. I think procrastination is what you do when you don't know what you're doing. But I knew what needed to be done and I knew how to do it. I was just avoiding it. So it was only perhaps over the last couple of weeks I thought, no, let's really put some time and some love and some care into updating this manuscript. And so that's what I did and organised for, you know, my cover and all this sort of stuff, and all going really well and being edited at the moment. And I thought, okay, so now I have to start this process again of requesting a forward or an endorsement. So I was thinking to myself, how am I going to do this, and what have I done in the past, and how could I do it differently? And what I realized was that I had completely personalized the feedback that I got from this person that I really respected when they said that they couldn't do it. I had taken it 100% to heart and had taken it to mean that this person didn't believe in me, and that if they don't believe in me, then I mustn't be good enough, and that if I'm not good enough, what am I doing this for? And you know what I mean? And so it just kind of tumbled like that. But with the realization that I had been personalizing it, I was then able to have my little light bulb moment and think to myself, okay. And what helped me with this was one of my coaches at the moment. We were talking about it this morning, and she said to me, well, Brooklyn, have you ever been in a position where you really, 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 really wanted to do something, but you were unable? And I said, yes, I was. And I was going to start telling her all about it, but then I realized what she was getting at. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's not personal. So with this new awareness that it's not all about me, you know, here we go. It's ego again, isn't it? with this new awareness, I then felt free and empowered to, make a commitment to asking for a forward. And so I thought to myself, who do I really want? Who do I really, 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 really respect in my field of manifesting? And who do I really respect in the field of business and learning and education? And, it wasn't hard for me to come up with the name of somebody that I really, really respected and that would mean a lot and that could help the book and that could help the reader. And so I sent this person an email and I made a special book for myself of the process that I went through. And I put the person's name in there and I used all of my best spiritual practices to manifest a pleasing outcome. I visualized myself writing the email. I visualized this person receiving the email. I activated the vibration of receiving a pleasing reply from this person. And then I let it go and I didn't worry about it anymore. Well, guess what? The best thing happened because I did all of that, sent the email, let it go. That was about 11:15 this morning. And then I quickly took a phone call. When I got off the phone, I went back to my computer. The screensaver was on. I, pressed the trackpad on my MacBook Air. And so typed in my password, the screen refreshed, and guess what? Hello, there's an email there from this person saying, yes, she wants to help me in any way she can, that she thinks my book is really powerful and important. And then I was so happy. I was doing a happy dance around the room and the tears of joy. And yeah, I could not be happier. And so, the lesson is not everything is about us. When we attach something to an outcome, when we attach our worth to an outcome, when we attach our self-esteem, when we attach a feeling of success or something like that to an outcome, what we're doing is giving away that power, and we're actually creating, in terms of cosmic laws anyway, almost a repellent type of energy. When I did the same process, but I detached from the outcome, and when I did the same process and I activated that vibration of, having received a pleasing response, well, I got a completely different outcome. That's a lesson. And you can do all of that as well. Okay? If you wanted to take it further and apply this to a situation that you've dealt with in the past or that perhaps you're dealing with now, one way to do that would be, once you have your new thought, perhaps you want to turn that into an affirmation. And an affirmation is when you say something that is pleasing, that you believe in, that is going to activate a higher vibration for you, and that you can repeat over time, then you can start to change your reality by starting to experience the things that are more aligned with that affirmation and the energy behind it. And that's really, 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 really special. So, okay, the steps are: get real, guys. It's not all about you. Find a better feeling thought and then turn that thought into an affirmation if you want to take it a little bit further. That's my 3-step process for turning a no into an H, yeah, and you can do it too. If you haven't subscribed to the podcast yet, or if you haven't left a review, please do. I love your feedback. I'm also going to be doing an episode soon on viewer questions or listener questions. I'll be able to answer those. We're also available now too on Stitcher and Tuned In. So that's all really exciting. And if you're someone like me and addicted to podcasts, I would love to help you get yours off the ground as well. And there's a course you might be interested in. You have a founding member rate of just 97 Australian dollars until the 13th of November. After that, the price doubles. And if you bring a friend, then you both get a one-on-one coaching session with me where we can take your podcast to the next level, or we can work through some limiting beliefs you might have around podcasting, or we can talk about all things manifesting, which, I love to do. It's your hour and we can talk about whatever you want. Anyway, guys, have a beautiful rest of the day. And yes, have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for listening today. I really hope that you enjoyed it and got a lot of value from it. Help me help others by sharing this podcast. And if you feel called to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, remember to let me know so that I can send you a very special thank you gift. Now go and build your dream business, and I will see you next time. Bye.